You can't turn it off. Then you won't be able to be on.
Volume.
Oh, turn it down. Hello. Sorry. This is Jean with Captain Stitches. Welcome, everybody. I was talking to my guest in the cottage this afternoon while she's been here this morning. It's her day to be here. Debbie Williams is here with us. Oh, my phone just did a funny thing. Sorry. But she's across from me today. So she is watching on her phone in the live chat. You don't have your volume turned down.
I don't. I do, but I don't.
We're going to hear the echo. Oh, wait a minute.
Hang on.
Oh. On the side. On the side. Your volume
That's
button.
where I did.
And turn it all the way down. I'm sorry. Oh. There we go. Now we won't hear an echo. Sorry about that. But hello, I see that Melody is here. Hi, Melody. Hi, Christy. Hi, Debbie across the desk. But I have got to get used to that delay. That is really hard to look at your phone when you're looking in here live and it's a delay on the phone. So, but anyhow, I am going to be starting on one of the tabletop turnabouts that I talked about, I think in my last 2 videos that we will be doing as a sew along this month in my Facebook group. Hi, Beverly. Welcome. Hi, Brenda. And so I will be starting to trace the freezer paper templates for that. So that's what I will be working on today as we chat. And if anybody has any questions on anything that I'm doing as we go along, feel free to ask. And hopefully I will be able to help and answer those. But anyway, I have a question for you, Beverly, and you don't have to at all, but since I am going to be working as we chat today, I do not have any moderators as of yet, and you still have the wrench. If you would be willing and would like to volunteer to moderate for me today and drop people's links, I would really appreciate that. Just let me know if you would like to. No problem if you don't. That's fine. I will try and figure that out. It will just be slow. But hi, Sandra Kay. Yes, Sandra from Kathy's group. I just had to think of who that was, but people are saying hello to you, Deborah. She goes by Debbie, but you can call her Deborah. But yo, Patty, hello. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. We'll wait a little while, see if a few more are going to hop on before I actually start working on what I'm going to be working on. But I'll get all comfortable here. So are any of you in any of the areas that had the storms? I mean, we had thunderstorms, but I'm talking about, the tornadoes and stuff that were in really bad in some of the areas. Hopefully everybody is okay and doesn't have any damage. I guess if you had some severe damage, you probably wouldn't be on YouTube right now. But or you might, who knows? But anyway, so we are okay. Just saying hello to the rest. I see you, Patty. But I have my light box set up so I can might help to turn the light on it. Woo, that's bright. You might wait a bit for that. I always forget how to turn it back off. But anyway, like I said, and I could show you. There's that glare from that light on there, of course. Try and put our hand up here. But this is the book, The Tabletop Turnabouts by Jan Patek, that we are using for the sew along in the Facebook group, and anybody else that wants to join along. I will be doing most of the things for the demonstrations and the helping as we go along on YouTube on my Tip Demo Tuesdays or that type of thing, or when I go live to go on. So anybody that wants to hop on and has any questions of any of it as we go along, that's where I will be doing the majority of the teaching and type of thing on that type of thing for that. So the storm was 20 miles from my house, lost power. Which one was that, Beverly? I forget where you live. because I'm not sure if it's 20 miles from my house to where there was two of them in Ohio, about 3 nights ago or whatever. It was one in Wapakoneta and about 2 or 3 of them in Troy. So, or was it the opposite way around? 1 in Troy and 3 in, no, 3 in Troy and 1 in Wapakoneta. I don't know, but there were tornadoes here the other night, very close to us. So, but we didn't lose power, thank goodness. I'm glad of that. But anyway, let us know what you all are working on or what you've been up to in the chat. I'm going to pull out set the book out of there. If anybody wants to see that again, just let me know. But I'm going to turn on my light box. I'm going to see
Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Tennessee, okay. Readyville, Tennessee. That's where it hit. All right. And there's a NASCAR driver from Murfreesboro, or there's a racetrack in Murfreesboro. Is there a racetrack in Murfreesboro? Is that where the one is? I'm thinking there may be. But I'm going to use my little scraps here first. I think I can get some of these leaves, small leaves traced on that. But I'm making Pojagi curtains for my sewing room. What are Pojagi curtains, Christy? I don't think I've heard of that term. Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't.
But I'm going to, whoa! Don't do that. It's like we started to trace and it totally missed it. I wonder where leaf number 1 is. We've got leaf 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And they call leaf 1 and leaf 2 over on the flower here. That could be make you think. Okay. So I am tracing all the little pieces, and I can't show you the pattern up close since it's not a free pattern. But
Christy says it's a Korean technique, piecing with flat felled seams, basically.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, so it's a little bit similar to Kwani, or however I don't know how you pronounce that for sure, but it must be close to a similar technique. Leaf 3. Let's see if we can get the majority of these. But I was going to say, I can show you real quick by holding my hand up. The one that we're actually starting on is this one right here. That's what is the first one that we'll be working on this month. It's called Garden House. And I think I left that in the description also. So try and fit as many on here as I can. These are little pieces. They're not going to be very big. These 5. They should be real fun to turn under. Oop, again, we go off. It's so quiet in here. But, oh, those of you that do applique, what is your favorite method of applique? Which this is actually going to be needle turn applique. It's just using freezer paper for the templates. You should just try it, Patty. It's addictive. She says she loves pajagi work. I haven't tried it, but someday I will. I'm going to have to look that up when I get off here and see exactly what that is, because it sounds interesting. Okay, we have all those leaves done. I think we'll go down here and do the ones for the flower also. Leaf one. So always, for those of you that may be new and watching, make sure that as you trace your templates that you always label also what they are on them. So you don't cut out all your shapes and then wonder, okay, what is this supposed to go to? That's the side. You can't see white on white there. If I hold it back here, you may be able to see a little bit of, but that's the size of the leaves on here. So it's going to be some smaller pieces. I am doing a terrible job of tracing today. Stem one. We'll do the flower one, which I could. I've got my tray back here. I'll grab it in a minute and I'll show you what I can without taking it all out. The fabrics that I've chosen. Take one from red print. Take one from gold print. Red and gold. Oops. That was for the little circle center. Let me check and see what's going. Needle Sandra K says she likes needle turn and raw edge applique. Brenda, Deborah says she's only done needle turn applique. Who taught you that, Debbie? Yeah. In case you didn't hear, she said I did. So, Brenda Foley says she draws on interfacing, so right side down line, turn press. Yes, I like that method too. All your edges are already turned and you can press it down. All the pieces are laying on there. Don't move. But true needle turn is my favorite. Can't read. That says moon. Blue plaid. Even though mine's not blue plaid, but okay. I don't know if I can fit the dog on here or not. Can't fit the dog on there. Yeah, I'll start with another piece of freezer paper. House isn't complete without a dog. My house isn't complete without a dog. I don't know if you can see her back there behind me. My chair's in the way right now, but she's back there behind me laying in her bed. If she starts snoring, you'll have to excuse her. those of you that aren't familiar with Jan Patek, she is more of a primitive style designer. Make one blue. We're going to have a blue dog. That's going to be different. Everyone, don't forget to give Jean the thumbs up. Thank you, Beverly. I appreciate that. Got a long tree here. Let's see where that will use the least amount of paper up to trace that. Make sure I have it all on here before I start and don't run off the edge. It's hard to talk and trace at the same time. I loved your hummingbirds that you were doing in the foundation paper piecing the other day, Sandra. I actually, after that, I got up and got my foundation paper piecing books out to look and see if any of them had any hummingbirds in them. And of course it didn't. But lots of other things, but no hummingbirds. Green one. Okay, I have to do the grass. Never know that was grass. For those of you that are in the Facebook group and waiting for the release of the April mini quilt of the month, I've been working on that for the finished one to show and test all the directions and everything before making PDFs of it and putting it in the files for you all. So today is Thursday. Saturday. It should be ready by the end of the weekend, so that I should be able to drop it either the end of the weekend, or it'll be ready and in the files the first of next week. Cut, on, fold, green print. Okay, one page down. This one has a little bit bigger shapes on it. Let's see if we turn this, if you'll still be able to see while I work. Sorry, I just realized what I was doing. Oh, I have a tendency to make noises when I'm doing stuff, the little in the background. My sister called me the other day and I told her I caught myself doing that on a couple videos, and she says, "Oh, like you used to do when you drove?" I couldn't back up or anything without making a noise when I was young. I still do that at times. My kids would always say something about that. Mom can't drive without making noises. But okay, yeah, I know that yours were a free pattern, Sandra, which I'm going to go and look that up. I was just looking to see if I already had any on hand, but thank you for reminding me of that. But yeah, those were beautiful. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. That first page was the small pieces. This one's at least got some bigger pieces going on. Oh. 2 red. Okay, I'll get both on there. Nothing like being in silence while I trace. Sorry. I'm trying to think what other things been working on. Flower, center, 2, 3 from gold. Okay. While I'm thinking of it, I'll grab this and show you some of the, take it so it doesn't fall out, some of the fabrics that are going into this. We've got the reds, we've got the, whoops, 3 different greens. We've got 4 different reds. And these are all from my Civil War era prints. It's one of the golds. We've got 3 blues going on. Oops. Open those up. But those are some of the blues. They're more of a gray blue, the old Civil War blue. And we have a darker blue that will be the house. And some of the flowers. Put the gold back where it belongs. And then this is the major background piece. And this red is going to be the sashing and the binding on it. So those are the fabrics that I have all labeled and ready. After I get all the freezer paper templates, then we can start tracing on there. Well, we have to cut them all out, of course, first, but you think, okay, I've got them all traced, I'm ready to go. No, then we got to cut them all out, and then we have to trace them on all the fabrics. Then we have to add the 1/4-inch seam around all the fabrics. And then we can start cutting the fabrics and start going. I don't have the bottom stem on this flower traced. You better not miss that. Stem 2, 1, each 3 greens. Boy, enough on there to confuse you on what you're cutting of what. Leaf 9 and leaf 10. Nine, 1, 3 greens. Find a spot that it fits. Leaf 10. 1 from 3 greens. Ooh, just got a humming in my ears. Oh, so, does anybody have any questions or anything they'd like to ask about anything? Doesn't have to be on this particular project. I like how, Sandra, you've got other people to chat with as you're going. That makes it a little easier filling in the conversation, doesn't it? Small star. Well, not enough room to write on here. No wonder they wrote it off to the side. 1 navy. 1 yellow. If I can read my writing after that, that'll be surprising. Now we got to get the little square that it goes in. There's Shirley at around to it. Hello, hello, welcome. We're working on the freezer paper templates for the applique for the tabletop turnabout. That is the sew along that we're starting in the group this month. So that's what I'm working on while I chat. And more silent than chat going on right now as I trace, but small star background. Write it down before I forget. Blue and red. Okay. Can you show me how to finish my yo-yos? I am not much on hand stitching and my knots are showing. A mess. I've made 3. Sounds like fun. Thank you, around to it. Brenda, you're in the Facebook group. I tell you what would be the easiest way to do that is we'll get together and find a time to do that in the stitching room live chat. We can go on and I can actually have one ready to that point and show you on the live video in that. That would be a great way to do that if that you think that would work for you. Awesome. Okay, good. Because that I don't have one ready to show at that point right now. It would take a while, but I'll get that ready and get with you and we'll go into the live chat in the Facebook group and do that. And I can show you then. But yeah, more than willing to help you with that. I like that. Sandra says, when I record the tutorials, it is strange to talk to myself like you are there with me sewing. I know. I find myself looking up, it's like I was telling you because, I'm still new to the live chats and everything. And you're talking to people looking at your phone for the live chat. And then you think, okay, you should look up in my laptop screen and I should see somebody, but all I see is myself looking back. So it's like, there's never anybody else there. It's always my stitching cottage and me. It's like, but you're supposed to be here with me. But at least Debbie's across the table. It's not a table. She's across on the other side of the I have a quilter's dream cabinet, so she's on the other side. But her arm probably won't reach to wave in the screen. She's going to try. You're going to try. There she goes, just to prove she's really over there. Oh, yeah, I know. When I do the tip demo Tuesdays and the weekend review, that's all recorded. That's not live, but I'm used to doing that way and that there's nobody there. Sandra K just said hello, Debbie. Oh, but so it's I'm used to that there not being anybody there. Then it just seems strange because you're seeing the people, in the live chat, that it seems like, okay, you should actually be somebody there that you can see at that time, but there never is. Beverly said hey too. But, we got a little window down here. Boy, this should be fun. The pieces are so small they can't write what it is on it. They've got it written off to the side, but that won't do much good after you cut it out. So 1 cream. There is no cream plaid. I wonder what I have for that. It must be one of my white blues. It's like, I don't have any cream plaid. What are they talking about? I think that's about... Oh, I should be able to fit my door on here. Other than that, I got to go to another piece because the pieces are bigger than what's going to fit in what I have left on here. Door. 1 red. We don't have red and white either, but we'll know what it is. Okay. What don't we have? stitched. At least I have enough freezer paper prepared because of the tip demo I gave the other day on having everything ready when you go to start your project. So it's not like, okay, now I don't have what I need because I wasn't prepared. Who had baby what? Baby pigs
Sandra.
coming into the world? Ooh. Is that your kids? Having them, or do you live where you have that's hard to say, where you have pigs? I was going to say, I hope I'm talking to the right Sandra, but you didn't correct me on the hummingbird, so you have to be the Sandra I believe you are. Okay, house. Maybe dark. I'm putting blue because that's the color mine is. I'll up here and do the roof. Little salt box style house. I just got an email from Jan Patek that I subscribed to, and oops, we kind of drew that crooked. I didn't get a chance to read it, but I know it was saying something about something new that she's going to be designing. So that will be interesting to go and what? I'm sorry, what did you say? Whoa. She said whoa over there, and I thought, what did I do?
One mommy had 21.
I love freezer paper. I use it for everything. Oh, you were called out to help. Okay. One mommy. Oh, wow. 21 and so far 15 survivors. Whoa. The other mom only has 3 so far. Oof. That's a lot of, well, I don't know how many pigs usually have, but that seems like a lot of pigs at one time to have to take care of. It's not red and white. My roof is red. Print. Okay. When I read that, make sure. I think I got the small star and the small background. I got the flower stem, the flower center, the 2 leaves. Now I've just got the big square and the big star to do. Should probably use my ruler so I can get straighter lines doing this, but it's okay. It's primitive and it's needle turn anyway, so we can correct it while we're stitching if something is just a little. Can't reach my hand in here to as I go way off my line there, we'll correct that there. Large star background. 1 blue. Oops. Okay. And now I think our star, and that should be, star should be it. And I want to show too, which I think I put those, I put them back in the book, but I can grab that. It's right here beside me. I want to show something that I almost did when I was getting stuff ready for this, so that any of you that are going to be doing this sew along will not make the mistake that I almost made. That would have been a little drastic. So as soon as I get done with this star, I wanted to remember to bring that up and mention it, because I was very, very, very close to making a bad mistake. Okay, there, that was good. I managed to get all my pieces, making sure I have them Have them all. That's extra freezer paper that I didn't need. Don't forget to thumbs up. Thank you. Oh, well, hello, Marie. I didn't see you pop on. Thank you.
She and Mona both there.
Mona's there too? I'm
Mhm.
sorry, I missed you. I have to go up and see is there anything else I missed?
And Christy said
She's like, yeah, I love spring so much because of all the baby animals being born. Yes, there's a lot of them when you live in
and
that
then Shirley
farm area.
thing about her freezer paper.
Yeah, I read that. Okay, thank you. I think I'm caught up, but yeah, so I want to show you now. I'm going to grab my book real quick and get the main part because I made copies because of the way that this is to be able to use and this is just one sheet. There's two sheets this size in here, and I'm going to show real quick because of course, like I said, this isn't a free pattern, so I'm just going to hold it up quickly and show you this is the size of the one sheet, and there's on the back. Okay, so the part that we are doing, and you probably won't be able to see because it's white, but it's this section right here, and there's dotted lines that go across here where it is to mark off what section that you're doing, and a dotted line here. Okay, so you're thinking I'm going to use this section, so I was going to cut on the dotted line to take that section off of the big sheet and use it. Well, luckily I held it up to the light and looked, and it's like, ooh, the sections on the back don't match the section sizes on the front. So had I done that, I would have cut right into the patterns for the rest of it that are on the other side. So I caught myself in time before doing that. So I wanted to bring that up. So any of you that are going to be doing the sew along, don't cut on those dotted lines on your pattern to make it smaller and more user-friendly on your light table. Make copies on your copier instead, which is what I did. I made copies so I could use that on my light box instead. But yay, so that didn't take too much time talking and whatever at the same time to get all those pieces. I hope that I got them all. I'll make sure when I start cutting, but like I said, I've got extra freezer paper over here that I didn't use yet. We're going to stick that under there. I'm going to set this all. My other pages, instructions go there. We don't need this little piece. We're going to throw it away. But I am going to now right away, as I always do, so that I don't lose pieces and stuff and go, what is that? It's going right in the project box. Since I'm done with what I need to do for now, my copy of my pattern is going back in there. My scissors that I will be using to cut the freezer paper templates out. That's for taking notes if I needed. My pen's back in there. And everything is back in the box so that I don't lose any of it. And it's ready to go for the next step. And I can get that out of my way now. And now I can just sit here for a little while. We've got a few minutes left. I try to go about an hour, or I was going to say around to it, but around to it is here. Surely. But yeah, so we'll try and keep that at that. So anyway, again, what I just did is the first pattern that we will be doing out of the book Tabletop Turnabouts by Jan Patek, and they're cute little double-sided. It's like a double quilt on one side, and then it folds over and goes into the little tabletop frame. So instead of just having a quilt on one side, as the majority of those are designed to make, you have one that has a quilt on both sides. So as it's sitting there, especially if it's, it's a tabletop one. So if it's sitting on your table, people will be able to see something from both sides instead of just one side. So I thought those were cute, and I love applique. They're applique. They're primitive. They are easy enough for beginners and enough interest for those that are intermediates or advanced. So something for everyone to do in those. So I thought it was a great one to have for a sew along. And as I mentioned too, I'm getting close to having the pattern ready, tested by myself. That is the design for this month's April mini quilt of the month. Did I just say that right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real miniature, which this one this month I think measures out to finished 16 by 16 is what I believe it is. And it's a little different this month. It'll be some interest there for everyone. I hope that's in the group. And like I said, those are geared more to the beginner, but cute enough that, if you're more than a beginner, they're just cute little ones. They're, kind of seasonal since it's a mini quilt of the month. It'll have something to do to be themed with the time of year that the quilt is designed for. So, and those are always free. They'll always be in the files section of the Facebook group, my Facebook group, which is Friends of Captain Stitches Quilting Stitching Bee. And that information will be in there for anybody that's interested if you're already a member of that. Hey, Treasured Home. Hello, hello, hello. I see that you had a new video last night, but it was late, so I have to go back today and watch that. So I haven't seen that yet, but I saw you pop up there that there was a new video, something about SD card and something. So you must have been having some technical difficulties and have everything you need to go back on is what I think it has something to do, which our treasured home is Nancy. Had to remember that. Okay. So, but anyway, so what I was saying is that the mini quilt of the month is always geared for the beginner, but interesting enough for those that also may be advanced and intermediate, because it's just a little something to display for that month. Anyway, but it's been fun working on it because, like I said, I did put something a little different in there, and because of it, in printing and the design software that I had some technical difficulties, so it's taking a little longer on the pattern because it won't print out part of it the way that I want to, so I'm going to have to do it by hand instead, which always takes a little longer and is more interesting. But hey, I've got plenty of time, right? It's not like I have 50 million projects going at once. I only have 50 million in one. So so why not add a little extra work to it that you're not expecting? That's okay. That's life, right? And I enjoy doing it, so that's okay. Yes, that is right. What is the Facebook site again? That will always be in the description box, and it's also on my banner now that you can just click and get right to that. But the name of my Facebook group is Friends of Kept in Stitches Quilting Stitching Bee. It's a long name, I know, but but that's what the name of it is. But yeah, it will be Kept in Stitches is actually if you put that in, you're going to get my business page instead of the Facebook group, but which I don't that's just a page that's there. There's not much in that one. It's the Facebook group that has the majority of it. But anyway, but like I said, that's always in the description box of all my videos. You can just click on, go over there. There'll be a couple questions that you have to answer to join, but not hard questions, just to, it lets us know that, yeah, you really are a legit, crafter, quilter, whatever, because if you aren't, you won't know how to answer those two questions. Keeps those that we don't want in our groups out. But anyway, so goodness, I must talk fast. I either talk fast or whatever, because it's like, I looked up the clock and there's only 5 minutes that have passed since I looked at it last. You're not supposed to look at the clock, right? But what I'm looking. So, what else has been going on again? I have to think. What have we been doing, Debbie?
Slow stitching.
Slow stitching.
Trying
yes.
to slow stitch.
Right. Which that's what Debbie was working on earlier. I was working. I almost said what I was working on. I almost let the what out of the bag too soon there on what the what the April, yeah, the mini April quilt of the month is part of it. Can't do that yet. It's like I gave a little sneak peek, but I can't say what it is yet. I could, but I'm not going to. I like to reveal that to everyone all at the same time. So we almost did a little slip there. Okay, Sandra found it. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, so and I've got a quilt loaded on the long arm behind me that I'm working on. I couldn't work on it yesterday because we had thunderstorms here all day yesterday, and I will not quilt on the long arm when there are storms out, because I know of somebody's long arm that got struck by lightning from outside, not inside, and fried. She didn't have it on, but it was plugged in, and when we long arm, a lot of times we leave the needle down because that saves the position where we stopped at, and it burnt a hole right through the quilt that she was working on and everything. And it's like, I can just imagine holding on to the long arm and have it be struck by lightning. It's like, no. So I do not work on the long arm, or usually my sewing machine right here, either when it is storming outside. I will work on handwork. But yeah, that was quite the story to hear that. And she had it plugged into the surge protector that you're supposed to and everything. And I guess there is actually the surge protectors that we think and most of us all use on our long arms on our sewing machines and everything does not work on a long arm. You have to have a special one for a long arm. And I still, knowing that, would not trust it. So it's like, no, there wasn't any long arming done yesterday. And I think other than that, I'm looking around trying to see what within my eyesight are other things that I'm working on right now. Quite a few things, but they're mainly behind me. I've got the quilt that's on the long arm. Debbie has hers that she'll be bringing over. Mona says she also unplugs during a storm. Yep. Yo, Patty G says she found the Facebook group. Fill out the tough questions and submitted it. Added my sense of humor to the answers. Thank you. I don't always see those answers because I do have that set up that the automatic administration on Facebook usually gets to those before I pop up, because they're really quick at seeing when somebody requests to join. So I don't always get to see the answers to the questions before they've already seen it. I see when somebody doesn't answer them or doesn't agree to the group rules. Then I see that somebody's sitting in there waiting. I'm going, oh, they didn't answer the questions and they didn't agree to the group rules. So then it gives them a second chance to do that and come back on. But yeah, a lot of times I don't know until I see the number change up on the membership that, oh, we've got a new member. So, but thank you very much, Yo Patty G. I might have to try and figure out if there is a way that I can somehow get to, but it always shows that it's gone and there's nobody waiting. So I'm not sure how I can look that up, but I'll have to research that and see if there is a way. Sandra K says, wow, I had a tree fall onto my house and power lines. The surge into the house burnt my surge protector. So now I always unplug. Yeah. Which we had a lot more than that. I mean, the tornado of 2000, that was in Xenia, not the one in 74. They always go, was it the big one? And I go, well, they're all big if it hits your house. It doesn't matter. But the one of 2000 that was in Xenia hit our house, and we had a lot of damage. So that was quite the experience. So my husband and I now, when we are under tornado watches and warnings, take it a little bit differently than what you do when you haven't had one actually hit your home. So we get our bicycle helmets out, and you normally, I mean, if it's getting really bad and the siren's going off and everything like that, yeah, we put our bicycle helmets on. The dogs have their leashes and coats on, and they're put in the bathroom. And my husband's looking out the door to see what's going on. There's always that one, it's like, oh, well, no, let's not take shelter. Let's look outside and see what's going on and what's happening. which he did actually see when on the last one was that the tornado? That wasn't the tornado. That was the hailstorm and the remains of the one hurricane that the winds reached up this far, and it took the one tree down in the backyard. And he said, "There went our tree." And it's like, well, you maybe you shouldn't be out there watching right now. But we do some strange things once in a while. But anyway, I want to thank everyone. Well, it's close enough to our hour. I want to thank all of you that popped on and joined me this afternoon. My regular schedule is supposed to be Monday and Thursday afternoons at 3 o'clock. For right now, I'm going to try and keep to that schedule. We'll see how that works out. If not, it may change at some time in the future, but that's what it is right now. Same for me. Patty G approved. What was that? What type of stitching do you like? My answer, I like all stitching that doesn't require jack. Okay, I like that. Yeah. It doesn't require jack as long as we do that stitching right. But yeah, none of us like to do that all. Yeah, that we won't even try and repeat that. That just went blue, right, mixed up, trying to come out. But anyway, again, I want to thank you all for joining me. And like I said, that should be my normal schedule for going live. Of course, I always do the tip demos on Tuesday, tip demo Tuesday, and my weekend review is always on Sundays. Not a regular time that it is dropped, but it's usually later in the afternoon, early evening on Sunday. Tip Demo Tuesday is usually uploaded in the afternoon. Sometimes it can be a little later than that, but that is my schedule for most of the things that I do. Anything else that comes up now that we're doing the sew along, I may pop in and out at times when that there is a video either recorded or live that needs to be done to show, to demonstrate or show or teach something that's being done in those. But other than that, that's my regular schedule. And I'm sticking to it. No. So thank you all again for watching. Take care, everybody. Thanks so much. And Beverly, thank you for moderating or whatever for me. Anyone at any time that would like to get with me and let me know that you're willing to be a moderator for me on a regular basis, I would love that. I'm having a hard time figuring that end of it out and not cutting myself off and all that kind of stuff. So goodbye, Patty G. Goodbye, Mona. Goodbye, Sandra. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Have a great day. And always, as usual, remember, I can keep you in stitches. Bye-bye.
Okay.
It still gives it.
Oh, okay.
I forgot.